Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. This is something I really need to make. This is something that's going to sit in my vehicle and, well, store all this stuff you see here. Sanding discs, gloves, masks for when I'm up in attics, blue towels, all the stuff that it doesn't matter if it, freezes and thaws and doesn't have any issues with cold, like batteries, that sort of stuff. And it has absolutely no value, really, so no one's going to want to break into my vehicle and steal it. But it needs to be organized, because you see some of those boxes are quite damaged. They get stuff thrown on top of them, and then I have to go looking for them. And this is going to organize all that, keep it in one spot, and hopefully, protect it from getting banged up as well. And as you can see here, that is a brand new roll of masking tape. And I've just given up on masking tape. And unfortunately, it doesn't peel properly. Maybe it's just the cheap stuff I'm buying. Who knows? But I just use tape for mock-ups like this. So I just want to dry fit everything, make sure it does what everything's where it needs to be. And even though this tape doesn't have much of a sticking quality to it, it's more than enough for this. It's just enough to keep things together, make sure everything fits well while I measure things, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do for now anyway. So this is going to be the main center crosspiece. There's going to be 3 crosspieces, making my 6 chambers, and yeah, this is going to be quite simple. And here's the first mistake I made in putting this together. That's cut to the wrong length. Fortunately, it is an easy fix, so let's shorten it a bit. And yeah, this is going to be, it's going to be symmetrical, so making the cross pieces is very straightforward. I'm just going to cut them halfway through, and these are going to be cut in the center. They're going to fit on that center divider. And the other one's just going to have, again, symmetrical, but 2 grooves on, near the ends. So I end up with 6 chambers that are all roughly the same. And then the nice thing I find about this saw sled here is, you see me just adjusting a little bit there. That center cut is obviously the blade thickness, so it gives me a visual when I want to decide whether or not I have added or taken off too much. And this is what I do. It allows me to creep up on things. I want this to be relatively friction fit, because I don't want to have to glue these center pieces together. I just want them to be knocked together, and then they're going to slide inside grooves that are going to be in the box themselves. So it takes maybe a few extra moments to do this, but I find the end result's nice. It's, like I said, it doesn't require any additional supports to keep it going. Now I'm going to try something different with this. Normally what I would do for this sort of build is I would build the box, do all the routing and everything I need, make all the grooves, all the rabbets, whatever you wanted to get that to fit properly, and then I would do these inserts, and then I would adjust the inserts by just trimming them a little bit if they are too tight to fit in it. I want to do it all at once. It's going to save one glue setup. It's going to be, I haven't done it before, so it's going to be interesting. But I don't have to wait for the glue to cure on the box before I put the inserts in, and I can hopefully get a little bit more glue on those dividers. And again, we'll see. I haven't done it before. We'll see how it works out. So this is one of the ends, so there's only one groove in here, and I'm going to gradually, as I did with the other ones, adjust the height of the blade, double checking, triple checking, whatever, quadruple checking sometimes, to make sure that I'm getting the right depth on the groove, because like I said, once it's there, it's there. And that's another thing about doing it this way. I can, as you saw in the earlier part, I can dry fit everything and make sure it all fits. And I think that saved me 2 different problems here. One, I had forgotten to, you see, I keep flipping these, right? I'll cut it, and then I'll flip it and make sure, that way it's good and centered. And there I am checking again. And I had forgot to flip it once on one of the cuts. So that if I had to have done it my normal way, which is to glue the box together, there would have been one of the grooves that was too narrow to fit the cross piece as it goes in. So far this has its merits, but like I said, we'll have to wait and see. Won't spoil anything. The glue up is going to be interesting. Let's just put it that way. So anyway, I'm going to keep widening this a little bit until I have it the way I need it, and then I'm not going to bother showing you the side pieces because it's exactly the same thing. Again, because it is all a mirror image and flippable, it's just a simple matter of like doing 2 grooves instead of 1. That's all. And getting there, nice and tight, way too tight. This can be a bit tighter this time than the other way because once I have glued everything together, it has to be a bit more loose. But in this case, it can be a little bit more tight, which is nice. So there, that's that one done. I will put in the next one now, and this one's a little easier. Of course, it's all set up, so all I have to do now is run it through, flip it over, run it through, and then the little piece that's stuck in the middle, all I have to do is center that on the groove and run that through as well. So, I mean, I'm getting used to doing this, and I do like building boxes, and in this case, like storage containers this way, because it's very straightforward and easy. Like I said, the only reason why I'm doing the alteration for the glue up is just trying to save a day. There's no rush in this really, but yeah, I just want to get this done more quickly. And of course, part of the reason for doing all this stuff is to try new things out. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to give this a shot as far as, is this a viable way to do glue ups? Anyway, we'll see. A bit of a spoiler, I suppose. It turned out fine. But yeah, it's like I said, it's one of those things that I wanted to give it a shot. And right there, what you just saw there is what would have saved me. That one groove did not get the second pass through, and I would not have been able to fit this thing together. It would have bound. I suppose what I could have done was cut off one of the cross pieces because it's not glued. It would have been a little short. Yeah, I wouldn't have cared for it. No, it would have bugged me. As it is, it fits together really well. I got to stick this all together. I'm going to use the blue tape there. Blue tape, green tape, doesn't really matter. Just not masking tape anymore. And yeah, it goes together really nicely. This is perfectly fine. And the other thing I tested, I didn't show, is the bottom fits in here snugly as well. And that's kind of important too. So there you go. That's it. Fits nicely, and that's what the box is going to look like. It's going to be those 6 divisions, and I'm going to put different things in there. I have other stuff that's already in my vehicle that I am going to do besides the stuff I showed you, and that is also going to go in here hopefully. And as I mentioned at the beginning, this may end up with a lid. I don't know for sure. It all depends. I mean, I only have a small amount of room, and some days it's just packed to the gills. There's no room for anything else. I don't have a large vehicle. The nice thing about it is it's cheap to run. The downside of it is it's a real pain when it's loaded up. But that's alright. It's, like I said, it's not really that important, and there's only rare occasions when it's, like I said, packed so much that I have issues getting in there. So yeah, I'm going to glue the sides of this. This is going to fit in, and this is the part that I'm beginning to question my decision here at this point, because, well, this is just glue. It's not holding anything at the moment, and I was worried about smearing it a bunch all over the place. I was worried about whether or not the glue is going to partially dry, not hold as well. But in the end, it worked out well. It was fine. I made a bit of a mess, but that's not a big deal. The mess I made can be wiped off with a wet cloth or sanded off later, so that's fine. Like I said, this is not a showpiece. This is just some functional thing I'm putting together just so that I can store some stuff in my vehicle where I can put my hands upon it and not have it get banged up too much. That's pretty much his entire purpose. I will sand this all down. I will oil it all up, make sure it lasts, because that's kind of important. And what I'm going to do for the next video is I'm going to have this done, and I also have the other storage system I have put together. It's fine now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my toolbox and all my stuff, and I'm going to set it up on top of here, and then I'm going to organize everything and show you guys. Well, I like the way the storage systems I have work, and I want to show you how why I do it that way. And yeah, we'll go over that in the next video. So the next video won't be a build; it'll just be more of an organization and some of the whys and wherefores of why I do stuff. So this is like I said, it's really quite easy this way. The other way of doing it, I would have to slide the dividers down through the grooves. It kind of smears the glue a little bit. This gets the glue all where you need it, and like I said, a little bit of it dries out because of this, timing and everything else. A bit of a smear here because I didn't really see how far back I had that, but I moved it up properly, and it's not a big deal. The other thing I should have done, though, is I should have put the glue on the actual divider itself instead of the groove. Again, not a big deal, but would have made it a little bit more straightforward. I'm actually liking this blue tape, by the way. It's like I said, it doesn't adhere as well. I mean, it's designed not to pull paint off walls, but it doesn't do that running thing that the masking tape seems to be doing all the time now, which is, like I said, getting really quite irritating. So yeah, I'm going to do this a little bit more here. I'm going to put the final pieces on, and then there's only one more thing to do with this, and that is to hold the box together with dowels. I really do like the dowel system. A good friend of mine supplies me with a lot of wood and other stuff, and we chat all the time. And he's a carpenter. This is his job. That's what he does. And I've made a lot of videos about what joints are strong, which joints to use, and I really like dowels. The thing is, from his point of view, is once you have this stuff glued together like this, it's really strong. You don't need screws. You don't need any of that other stuff. Dowels are perfectly fine because, like I said, I like doing them because it's very straightforward. There's no extra pieces I have to buy or anything. So, and everything I've made out of dowels from day one to now, which is a fair number of years, it's all holding together. I haven't had any issues with any of it breaking up, and I really abuse a lot of stuff. So, I mean, I don't baby it. It gets banged up. One of my original screw thing, I probably shouldn't have made it out of plywood, but other than that, it was fine. And pounding these suckers in and letting the glue dry, this is as solid as it really can possibly get. I have a clamp on here, as you can see, because, well, the tape doesn't do anything. And I want to make sure I hold everything in the exact proper position for when I do the final. Once the dowels go in, it doesn't move, and I want to make sure it was in the right position for that. So I use a few clamps and get it all in the proper positions, and then after that, I just take the clamps off because the dowels are doing the job. So I'm not going to show you all of this. What's going to happen is I'm going to do this side, and then obviously I'm going to flip it over to the other side. And then the other thing I need to do, of course, is I need to attach the bottom, because the only thing holding the bottom on right now is a bit of friction and some glue. And these dowels will really add a ton of strength to that. So I want to make sure that it gets that. So not quite flush. Pound that sucker in. There we go. And yeah, this is all going to get a sanding, and it's also going to get some oil. The oil will help make sure that it's it preserves the wood really nicely. And I haven't had any issues using linseed oil, and I'm going to keep using it. Again, I don't really care a whole lot about what it looks like. I wanted to make it presentable in the sense of something I've built. But this is going to sit in a car, and it's going to get stuff piled on top of it, stuff piled in it, and it's going to serve a function. So what I was doing right there is I was centering the two dowels on either side of that groove. The groove I cut on the inside of this box for where the divider goes down, each of these dowels is going to be one on the other side. Again, it doesn't really matter, but I set the set square so that, well, it looks even. So that's the only reason for doing that. I'm going to pound these suckers in. And this is pretty much the end of the video. That's all I'm going to show for today. This all has to cure. Then I have to pull the tape off, sand everything down, oil it all up. And like I said, the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how all this stuff organizes. And yeah, hopefully it'll be well, not the last thing I build, of course, but it'll be the last thing I need for work for organizing. There are other work things I want to do, because I think I mentioned I wanted to, in my last video, I need to make a new camera gimbal. I want something that I can move from job site to job site. Show you guys a little bit more of what I do with all this stuff. I mean, it's fine to show workshop stuff, and I enjoy building. This is my time off. So yeah, I like doing this. But it's pretty nice to show you guys some of the other stuff too. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Leave comments. Let me know what you think about all this. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. And bye for now.